So I quit everything and I really put all my eggs in the Kollokium basket. None of us are watchmakers, and that's something we always say. We don't have any growth objectives. According to my partners, I'm the DHL guy. So I think it's only going to get weirder and weirder as we go on. But the minute you get a blank canvas, okay, you can do whatever you want. It's actually very challenging. We're not doing this for the attention. We're not doing it for anything. We just wanted to do something that we like, something that we want to wear.
Amar, hey, stop.
What is all this?
You ready for our sit-down podcast?
Are you shitting me?
Let's go. Chairs, microphones, let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get you a summer bod, so
Okay,
let's go.
sure. So Amar, you made me change clothes now.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna work out a bit. But tell me, before we work out, do me a favor. Tell me, if you are stuck in an elevator with a person, you have 2 minutes time.
2 minutes.
What is Kollokium?
What is Kollokium? It's not a watch brand, it's a watch project. And I think that's a very important distinction to make because honestly, we don't have any fixed objective. We have no plans to grow. We're happy the way things are, but we also want to keep exploring. So people know us today maybe for a certain type of aesthetic, a certain price point, but that could all change in the coming months and year.
Nice, I like the project thing. What's your role in the company today?
Depends who you ask. According to my partners, I'm the DHL guy. But
So logistics.
Basically logistics, but I'm also the front desk, back office, marketing, and we're all a little bit involved in the creative side as well. I mean, Bart's definitely the designer, but we all have our little inputs as well.
Yeah, and there's also Manuel. He takes care of
Manuel as well, so we call him the numbers guy. He doesn't really like that, but he's you know.
Shout out to Manuel.
Yeah, you know, and Bart really focused on the products, on the prototyping, and also just the brand image in general. I mean, the little things we do, like the little displays we have for retailers, that kind of thing. But we're all really involved. I mean, we work all pretty autonomously. We have a WhatsApp group where we kind of exchange, but otherwise everyone does their job, and it's a cool setup, honestly. It's structureless.
Yeah, makes sense. What do people get wrong about Kollokium?
It's hard to tell. Honestly, I think maybe we focused a little bit too much on the loom in the beginning. So people are like, oh, the brand that does loom. But I'll tell you this, from Dubai Watch Week, there's like a couple of FAQs I'd like to have published somewhere where, number one, we don't make 3D printed dials. Because it was funny seeing like a lot of our customers wearing our watches come up to us and, oh, I love the printed dial. And I'm like, dude, like it's like 480 something pins. Like there's nothing printed. The other thing is also the case. A lot of people think it's titanium or something, and it's just steel, but steel done in a way that nobody's seen before.
It's Gusseisen, no? Like in German we say it.
I don't speak nicht sprechen Sie Deutsch.
We'll do like a subtitle here.
Yeah, I think still referring to us as a brand, it's not that we take offense to it, but it's true, like we're trying to be kind of anti-brand in a way.
Yeah.
Because a brand means you're confined to something, and we really don't want to have limitations. I mean, maybe in a year from now, you'll see us do some things that aren't watches. Could be objects, could be art installations, could be anything. So we want to keep it open-ended.
Okay, cool. Beautiful. How does this synergy work between you three? Because you have similarities, and I know Manuel and Bart were working together since years.
Yeah, they knew each other before I was born. So not a jab at them.
Not to age them.
Yeah, no, they've known each other since they were teenagers. I think they were in the same high school in Neuchâtel or something. I've known Manuel since I was maybe 19, 20. He was a really young CEO when I got to meet him back in the Jackie Dro days. But he was also someone who was very kind of educated, but not in terms of watchmaking, not in terms of industry, but just knew a lot about like culture in general. Was always like super friendly with me, and I always liked what he did in terms of like doing things a bit creatively, a bit different. And Bart's something of a ghost designer. He's done a lot of great watches over the year for brands big and small. He really starting from like things like Calvin Klein to Peterman Beda and beyond.
Nice.
But he's someone who's very kind of timid sometimes, doesn't like the spotlight, doesn't care about that. And that's something actually the three of us, I think, share. Is we're not doing this for the attention. We're not doing it for anything. We just wanted to do something that we like, something that we want to wear. And that's something we're going to keep doing. So I think it's only going to get weirder and weirder as we go on.
Nice. So we're all up for it, huh?
You know.
So tell me, how did it start? What was the first like conversation?
Well, it was actually two conversations. So for a while, I think from maybe 2019, I was kind of pestering Manuel, like, we should do our own thing, you know, like, it's cool what you're doing in Louis. I've done my little collabs here and there. What if we did something that's like us and, you know, like not an existing brand, we start something from scratch. And at the same time, I think Bart on the other side was telling him the same thing. Like, I've designed for so many brands. I'd like to do something that, you know, bring ideas that I've always kind of pitched to brands, but they've always said no. And so Manuel was like, okay, look, Bart and Amr, you guys meet, and if you get along, then let's do something together. And So it started around COVID time, and our first meeting ended after 5 minutes because I made like a 3-hour train ride from Lausanne to Schwyz, where Manuel was living. And as soon as we rang the door, he got a call from the Confederation that he has to quarantine because he tested positive for COVID. So it was off to a great start.
Damn.
See that?
So it was then conceived basically online, huh? Most of it.
Yeah, most of
The
the
brand at the
online.
beginning.
Yeah, I mean, all of it was on basically WhatsApp groups. We'd meet once a week, and we still do that now. 5 years on,
Yeah.
we have our Monday evening meetings, and that's
Nice.
it.
How did you find your partners? Because like you said, the case and the dial, which is not 3D printed, it's a single pins, all carefully put onto the dial. How did you find those partners? Because what I saw from your watch, the first one that you created, it's not something I've seen anywhere else. So
Yeah,
it was not easy, huh?
It's definitely not easy.
And
I
you're
mean,
not watchmakers, none of you.
none of us are watchmakers, and that's something we always say. We're not watchmakers. That's why even our movements, we don't sign the rotors. It's la jouperet, and that's it. But in terms of partners, it's really difficult because look, I mean, a lot of the traditional suppliers in the industry, they have their own way of doing things. So when you come to them with a crazy idea, or even if it's more about the production method, like making a die-cast steel case, it's not something they're comfortable with because the tolerances are very different, the precision is very different. So you just have to find, honestly, open-minded partners. And we're really lucky that, I mean, we're right in the heart of watchmaking, maybe a bit further out now that I'm in Zurich, but yeah, it's honestly knocking on different doors, see who's willing to take on a new project. And, you know, the challenge we also have is just our quantities. A lot of, you know, the bigger suppliers just don't want to work on a project if it's going to be 100, 200, 300 pieces. You know, it took a lot of time. And that's why, I mean, from our first conversations to coming out with a product was 3.5 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was worth it because, again,
I appreciate it.
it is a smaller quantity, but if you make one of the Project One watches as a manufacturer, you have to make, like you said, 400 something pins for 300 dials. So it's a lot of work, huh?
It's a lot of work.
Precision. And
Exactly.
you guys are not easy on the quality control as well.
No, and to be honest, it's something we've never really put the accent on until now with the latest launch, Project 2 Variant B, because we realized that, including our good friend King Flum, was always like, guys, but you know, if it's that complicated to make a dial, why don't you like show a bit? And we're like, yeah, but you know, for us, it's not
That's
about
the magic of it as well, huh? A bit,
Yeah,
not
but
showing it.
Yeah, but for us, honestly, the ends justify the means. So it's not like we're trying to make something complex to sell you some bullshit storytelling and it's handmade. If there was an easier way to do it the way we wanted, we'd do it. But it's just there is no other way. So we have to take the harder road. Sometimes.
Plus, I think you're in a good price point. So I think below 5K, in my opinion, if the design is cool and special, there's not much explained that needs to be done.
And that's why we're really happy. I mean, even when we get these comments about 3D printed, I mean, it's kind of cute because like it still means people think even at that price point, if it was 3D, yeah, honestly. And we tried with Project 2. After Project 1, we're like, we're not doing this again. So let's try to make something that's still very 3D, very cool, but it ended up being a dial made of 67 miniature dials that are like painted by hand, stacked on top of one another. So we're not making our work easier. Yeah, same. Absolutely.
Awesome. I have another very fun question for you.
Marko, I think you're just trying to avoid the unavoidable. Look, we're here. Summer's around the corner. You and I, let's be honest, we're a bit top heavy.
Yeah. Here?
Yeah.
Please, I mean, be my guest. Show me.
Listen, it's all about balance.
Oh, bro, let's take a little break now, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, watches, huh? Beautiful.
Brought a couple of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
Or I think, let's say the milestone pieces.
Yeah, of course. This is the OG one, huh?
Exactly. That's where it all started.
That's nice. Still one of my favorites, actually, huh? Surprisingly.
You know what? You're not the only one, I think.
You've done cool stuff, but I think the first one always hits different, you know?
Yeah, but it's the one people remember, you know what I mean? It's the one that really makes the mark. So.
And the latest one. Tell me, so what was the most difficult part of doing the first watch, you know?
What wasn't difficult?
Yeah.
No, honestly, everything was a bit challenging. I mean, let's start with the outside, right? So you have the case that's in die-cast steel.
Yeah.
And that's a very kind of different process to how we usually make cases. Usually in watchmaking, a case can be made two ways. Either
what?
It's either CNC'd or it's stamped in very low-end watches. We wanted to do something different just to have certain details that you can't replicate on a CNC. But of course, finding the right partners and getting the right result that we wanted was a really long process. The dial was another issue because obviously a dial with 468 elements on it is, wow, you're hungry, huh? Carbo load, protein
How many
load.
elements on the watch?
So on the first one, it was 468 pins.
Yeah.
Each of them painted by hand and applied by hand. It's a lot of work, but we had a lot of issues with the first run.
Why?
things related to, for example, getting a consistent amount of loom paint on the pins.
Yeah.
Since it's done by hand, it's not an exact science. And also things like getting the pins perfectly aligned. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
A little snack between the watches. Watches and sandwiches.
Watches and sandwiches. No sandwich dial, but
Not yet. Huh?
No.
Wink, wink.
No, and everything. And then even the strap system. I mean, we really wanted to develop something that, again, like inspired a bit by outdoor gear. You can see like pants with this kind of buckle. That's really kind of the inspiration.
And the not the pattern, but the matte finish as well, huh?
The matte finish as well. Yeah, I mean, and this is almost like a natural result of the die casting injection.
The goose Eisen.
Goose, I don't.
Yeah, you're in Zurich now, man. You got
Sprechen
that.
Sie Deutsch?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch, auf jeden Fall.
Sicher nicht.
And then the colors, was the goal always to keep it a bit monochromatic and then with a splash of color on the second hand, or?
Well, funny that you asked, because when we started like the design and prototype, the first version, cheers. Ooh. It's a good croissant.
It's not bad, huh?
So actually when we started, it was no colors, it was just black and white. And then, you know how it is, you have minimum order quantities from your suppliers and stuff, so we told them, look, we don't know if we're going to sell these watches or not, so let's just start with 100 pieces or 99 pieces to be technical. We'll just give it a dash of color just to give it some personality, but actually the one that came after was the original design. So the one that had the white seconds hand, no colors. And funny enough, it's kind of become our signature now.
And then I think the one that shook a bit the Instagram pages, with the bright loom.
We wanted to be provocative with it. I mean, because honestly, it's not an easy thing to explain. And again, it's one of those cases where for us, like the ends justify the means, right? So we wanted, I mean, when we started Project One, we're like, okay, like we'll do this one, we'll do the one with the white seconds hand. And then I wanted to do something in purple because that's my thing. Yeah. And let's make the whole block out of loom instead of just the tip. So it sounded easy enough. We contacted a certain supplier that belongs to a certain very sought after independent watchmaker. I'll leave it there. And we asked them for an offer. They're like, yeah, sure, no problem. We think it's going to be about, 1.2K for the dial. They took about like 2-3 months. They come back to us and like, yeah, actually it's going to be closer to 8.5K.
Wow, just to make the dial.
Just to make the dial. Wow. And no, not even to make the dial, just to make the pins. Without the dial.
Not even to apply them on.
No, just to make the pins. So we're like, F that, we're going to have to do it ourselves. Yes. Exactly. So we kind of, I guess you could say almost reverse engineered the thing. Worked really closely with RC Tritech, so the company that owns and makes Superluminova, to really develop our own sort of resin ceramic luminescent hybrid. And yeah, it took much longer than we anticipated. I mean, this was supposed to be the third one out. It ended up being, I think, the fourth or fifth watch we put out. So like it came out a year later than it was supposed to. But we're really happy with the result. There's actually a few more pins on this one than that. It's a different dial design as well.
Really? Because of the thickness, or? Because
of the thickness, but we just wanted a different layout, to be honest. So, I mean, that's something we also try to do. We don't maybe communicate enough about it, but like for me, I mean, you do a design, great, it works, kudos, but then don't over milk it. So that's not to say like Project One or Project Two or anything that we do will ever definitively end, but I think after a while you have to make it evolve slightly. So this was the first step in that kind of direction. And funny enough, to make this dial, and then also the hands, if you notice, there's like a bit of, there's a loom block on it instead of just paint. Also meant we had to have a new sapphire crystal that's a bit taller. Also meant to not increase the thickness of the watch, we had to change the case a little bit from the inside. So it's actually, there's nothing.
You recess the case a bit.
Exactly. So same diameter, but the thickness, especially on the inside, is a bit different. Yeah,
it's the small stuff people don't know.
Exactly.
It's cool.
And again, for us, we're not one of those, I say brands, but let's say projects that want to push, the know-how side, because I'm not going to lie, we don't do it ourselves. I mean, not me, not my two partners. We work with good partners, but give credit to the suppliers.
It's nice to have them also side by side because you can admire the differences. Huh?
Yeah, very different vibe between all of what we've done, honestly, up until now.
And the strap's super comfortable, by the way.
That's very important. I think ergonomics sometimes are an afterthought, and especially in like watch design, usually the strap is, you put a metal bracelet or you put like a leather strap or maybe a NATO strap and the story ends there. But we really wanted to do something that for us made sense. And I love this kind of elastic feel.
No, it's cool.
And it's also machine washable. So
it's machine washable?
Yeah.
You noticed it like unintentionally, or?
Well, last summer was a bit hot in Zurich. I'm sure you remember. So,
yeah. True.
After a couple of wears, you do need to give them a wash. But
and a cool description on the back, huh?
Yeah, I don't speak German, so
basically, let me do the honors. So Kollokium project 01-F, F. Hergestellt in der Schweiz, Auflage von 399, wasserdicht bis 5 ATM, CH Automatik Uhrwerk.
It's automatic.
Exactly. Basically, a Swiss-made watch that can get wet. I love this part on it. And this stands on the dial. Huh? So
Yep.
the first things I read were on the top of it. And basically a Swiss watch. And I love this. It's a very, I think, a collector-focused watch. You know, you don't look at like a...
I mean,
it's nice.
I think it's an industry that takes itself too seriously. So sometimes you just gotta...
Yeah, you're right. And then project number 2, people were like, you know, asking me as well because I saw the first one quite early.
Yes,
like,
you did. I think you were the first and only one to photograph it before we launched.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And then, hey, did you hear about the project 2? What is it going to be? I'm like, I have no idea, you know. Because also we see each other a lot, but you can't keep up with everything. Tell us about this. You changed the case?
Everything's different except the hands and the movement and the crown, I'd say, and the strap. But it's a totally different project in itself. So for us, it's really important that, okay, especially with project number 2, there had to be some kind of continuity somehow. So you have this like sapphire glass box that's flush with the dial, but then everything else is different. So project 1 was really more about like kind of industrial design. Project 2, we go into a slightly more organic direction.
Yeah.
It's funny, people see different things in it. Some people see like, I don't know, the Grand Canyon. Some people see like a kind of lunar or Martian surface. For us, it was actually also very architecturally inspired, very kind of Zaha Hadid vibes.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do something, very topographical, very 3D. We tried to make our life easier after Project 1. But it wasn't the case because we tried to make the dial out of like one block that's CNC milled and it just didn't look good.
From top to bottom, all the levels.
But then you didn't have the same relief, as the French say. You didn't have the same depth. Yeah. And especially since we're filling each plate, because there's 9 layers made of 67 dial plates.
Wow.
They're all like painted by hand, filled with superluminova. Incredible. And so you need the right kind of depth. And honestly, you just can't easily get those details with a CNC. So we had to do it the hard way, which means every element you see is a separate element. And it's not like just a little plaque that's glued. They're actually miniature dial plates with the pegs. So each one kind of fixes onto the one below it. Nice. And you just stack them up. And
which is very tough to assemble, huh, probably.
Honestly, it's time,
because they're not connected.
No. And you kind of have to pin them down and then solder them together. So assembly alone without the painting is 8 hours per dial.
Wow.
And we have about now 10 people working on just the dials. And that's also why we've decided to make our series a bit smaller with Project 2. We just can't make as many as we did with Project 1. Project 1 took a long time, I think, to perfect the method, to get everything right. And today, I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park, but Project 2 is another nightmare, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure. But you still kept the splash of color with the second hand, huh?
I think it's a nice signature. Otherwise, especially on this, it would be too dark if you didn't have this something kind of neon to brighten it up. And the case is very different. Yeah, and honestly, I think with Project 2, you can appreciate more why there's a sapphire glass box. I mean, already with Project 1, you see it from the sides. You can see like the pins when you look at it through. But I think with Project 2, it's a very different experience.
Yeah, it's cool.
And like the case, there's actually more sapphire than metal in terms of height.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you see the shape of the lugs as well. I mean, the side profile is nice. So
it's a very different thing, and that's something we really want to do in the future. And hopefully you'll see in the next coming months and years with every new project, it will be a very different identity than what came before. But you still hopefully can recognize, okay, that's Kollokium.
Yeah, true. But it's nice. Why did you decide to not put your name on the?
Because honestly, dial? I mean, why do you need a brand name that's visible? If you're buying and wearing the watch, you know what it is. So having a logo is like for other people almost, you know what I mean? Like, so you can show them, oh, this is my, I don't know, Patek Philippe or something. Yeah. Whereas for us, I think if the object is distinctive enough, you don't really need the name. It speaks for itself in a way. So we have little signatures. I mean, the second hand with the triangle, the triangular crown. And for us, that was like already enough. We didn't want to add anything.
True.
The only thing we have a logo now is sometimes on the back of the buckles, there's a little Kollokium engraved. That's it.
Yeah, but like you say, your watches are very different than other brands. It's hard to really, mistake one watch for a Kollokium watch. It doesn't really happen at all. And I also like your price points because you cater to a nice, you told me before, there's people who just started their like mechanical watch collecting journey. And there's like the seasoned collectors who have $1 million Pateks, who have a Kollokium probably in the collection.
Absolutely. And also where I'm really touched always is the number of like people from the industry, independent watchmakers and stuff that actually go for a Kollokium. For us, it's the biggest positive kind of affirmation of what we're doing. And I think it's important. Look, I mean, there's a lot of space in this industry, I think, still to innovate in terms of design, especially because usually when we talk about innovation, it's like, oh, a new kind of escapement or a patented chrono system, which is great.
Or more complications, more components.
Yeah. But I think just in terms of pure design, there's still a lot to be done, a lot to be explored. And I think, again, if we want to cater to people outside of just the watch collecting sphere, then you have to be at a price point that's, I mean, it's still a lot of money, to be honest. I mean, 3,000-4,000 francs, that's still a lot of money. But hopefully it's attractive enough. Let's say you collect like certain designer furniture, stuff like that. You like an Eames chair, you can justify the price of a 4K watch.
Yeah.
We don't want to compromise on quality, but at the same time, we believe in being fair, being transparent, and there's no reason why a watch like this should cost more.
We're
not greedy. I mean,
makes sense. So Amar, it was fun to get to know about the watches, to see the differences in them, and also I'm very excited, and also the audience, what's gonna come in the future. I have a challenge for you. Now we are sitting here, chilled, relaxed. We had some sandwiches. We saw some watches which are made already. We have a challenge. You're gonna draw a watch of any sorts, types, shapes, complications, whatever. You have 2 minutes to draw it, and then you have 1 minute to explain it, and also put a price on it.
you have the wrong partner.
Are you ready?
I'm not
Perfect. Again,
Sure.
2 minutes on the clock. The team is gonna track it, and then 1 minute to explain it. Whatever you want to draw, you can do it now. Now is your time. Ready?
Putting me on the spot here.
Perfect. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Start.
Mine just sounds good. Don't worry. How are you with this challenge? You like it?
yeah, I'm loving it.
You love it, huh? I knew it. I knew you would like this stuff. I see you're drawing your next Kollokium watch. It's nice. It's like a little sneak peek into the
I
world.
wish.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Some
1.
shading.
Stop.
That's not. I didn't even finish the dial.
Well, that's the point of it all. So, now you were pointing to this camera and explain the audience what you made here.
No, so I wanted to
And
make.
what's the price? Just show it here and tell us. Walk us through
It's a
it.
simple 3-hand watch, but I wanted to make a kind of ovaloid case. You can't see it here, but it'll actually be a contoured case. Okay. But with very modern lugs that kind of come underneath, very open lugs.
Yeah.
Strap goes through it. But I didn't get to do the dial, so.
I like the miniature sub-dial. It's like,
At least it's not too low. So actually, it's not a
True,
small
true,
movement.
true.
It's fine.
so how much would a watch like this be, let's say, if you put a price on it now? And what's the complication? Small seconds?
Small seconds.
Small
I don't need
seconds.
more.
Simple.
I'm a 3-hand kind of
Simple
guy.
guy.
I don't like complications.
Nice.
I mean,
Price?
depends on the material, but we can do it for 4 to 6K, I think. Why not? It's reasonable.
Awesome.
Swiss made. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, it is.
So now we can charge triple. Hold on.
Now it's 18K. Now it's
Now,
18K.
yeah, 18K.
You put a Swiss made on the dial. Now
plus,
just
plus VAT,
plus
8%.
VAT,
So, yeah,
21
it's
something.
good.
Yeah, whatever. Plus,
Reasonable.
plus margin for retailers.
Reasonable. Totally,
45.
Totally reasonable.
From 6 to 45. That's the reality, no?
Retailers got to eat too, you know?
Exactly. So
What did you do?
I made something similar. I think I wanted to make like a concave case as well.
I thought it was a calculator one.
Yeah, this is
Like a digi analog.
Now-
Like, so you have a standard dial, but you have the calculator.
Look at it now, yes. It is a kind of asymmetric case, as you see.
Whoa.
It has a square crown. Maybe inspired by you now, because you're here.
With the triangle, so you do a square now.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
Innovation. Very simple strap. This is supposedly like a guilloche.
Okay.
This part is enamel. This is my logo, because I can push my
MK, nice.
ego, you know. And the dial is suspended with cables or something in the middle. So this part is partially skeletonized. But that's it. Price-wise, I don't know, man. Difficult to say.
Depends on the
Skeleton suspended.
depends on the amount of métier d'art.
Métier d'art, exactly.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
25 to 50, you know, whatever the subscription pieces,
Yeah,
25.
Exactly. You know,
Regular
nowadays
70.
60 to 80K is the new 20K. So.
Exactly. Who
All
cares?
good, yeah.
Exactly.
All
Awesome.
good, yeah.
I think we should go do more sports now.
Dude,
you
we
good?
just ate. Yeah, fine.
We just ate.
Fuck.
We have to burn it now.
This is all you fed me?
Exactly. Let's go. Let's do this.
Congrats.
Yeah.
You burnt like 10 calories today.
Thanks. Annoying. This was difficult. It's a good obstacle course.
I cheated in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I saw that. So tell me, why do you like to be to outside? You like sports, you love the outdoors.
Honestly, it's especially since I got to Zurich, because like living in Lausanne, it was a lot greener. Zurich, I love the big city vibe, but some days it's just nice to disconnect. I like nature. What can I say?
So who are you when you're not working on Kollokium or your other projects?
When I'm not working,
Yeah.
does that exist? No, honestly, I mean, look, this is the thing. I mean, Kollokium is kind of a reflection of the things we like, right? And if you look back at some of the earliest mood boards we did when we started brainstorming, there was actually almost no watchmaking references whatsoever. It was a lot of cinema, a lot of music, architecture, this kind of thing. But like, yeah, I'm big into music. I got back into like playing guitar, so I'm trying to like actually record a couple of things just for fun. I also do a bit of photography, mostly like street photography. And hiking is actually a kind of recent thing. I love it. I've always been into outdoors gears, but like when you're in the city, you kind of look stupid. So, so I'm like, okay, I got to get all this stuff. I got to put it to use, you know?
Yeah, true. It's all good things. So what's the biggest challenge that people don't see running Kollokium? Or
I'd say for me, maybe logistics is probably the biggest headache day to day, but but it's fun. I mean, I love personally, you know, like signing every box and sending out the watches to the customer and then following the shipments and stuff. It's just like, it's a little thing, but it's just nice knowing that, okay. And people are always surprised, by the way. I get so many DMs on Instagram like, oh, I didn't know like you're actually sending the watch yourself. I'm like, yeah, well, who else is going to do it? Yeah.
So how does your customer base look like today? Where's the majority? Where do they live? What do they buy?
It's very surprising. Honestly, I mean, the USA is definitely like probably the biggest kind of place we sell and ship to. But it's so international, so all over the world. I mean, I've shipped watches to Vietnam, I've shipped watches to Taiwan, Norway, Denmark, anywhere you can think of pretty much we've done, Philippines. And it's such a wide range of kind of, you have some like old school collectors or indie collectors, which we always love, of course. But then we've had instances where it's somebody's first watch, their first nice mechanical watch, and they're just attracted to the design of it.
Yeah.
You know, we had somebody who was studying kind of architecture and fell in love with Project One. And so it's such a nice feeling when you're able to touch people like, okay, you have, you know, the collectors that you know, that I know, and it's an ecosystem, right? But for me, it's really important that we also touch people who are maybe not into watches. And I hope for them, Kollokium can be maybe like a sort of gateway into watchmaking just on a design basis.
Yeah, true. Where does your taste in watches come from?
That's a very good question, because if you've seen my collection, I mean, we did a video a couple of years ago. It's changed since then, it's evolved, but honestly, it's very eclectic. I mean, I'm not loyal to any one brand or style or period or anything. It just has to speak to me on a design first and foremost. I mean, to me, you can have maybe the most interesting movement, the most precise, blah, blah, blah. It really doesn't mean much to me. If the design is not there, then the rest is kind of secondary. So it's like that first kind of attraction has to be there, and sometimes other watches, they just take time to kind of grow on you.
Yeah, I remember back then it was everything from a Genta Mickey on an airplane to a Sarpaneva, to a GOS, which I loved filming, by the way, to a Saudi Rolex Datejust.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's all over the place, exactly like you said.
And for me, like indies is really something special, and you know, I think buying something from someone who's still actually alive and not just a brand name from somebody 300 years ago, and you know, I think that's very important. And it's people who also take risks. Yeah. If you're a one-man or five-man show, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of expectations from people. But that's where it's interesting, is that you have to kind of subvert those expectations and do something completely like unexpected. So I like a bit of risk in collecting, that's for sure.
Makes sense. And what's the first mechanical watch that captured your attention, that was like, oh damn, this is going to be a rabbit hole, because your logo is a rabbit?
I'm going to get a lot of crap for this, but actually it was probably a Hublot Big Bang.
Hublot Big Bang.
Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, my first nice watch was a Rolex, and back then I thought Rolex was the best brand you can own.
Yeah.
Then I started looking at, okay, Audemars Piguet, Patek, which was nice, but not for me. Honestly, it was a bit like, I mean, why would I want a watch that was made in the 70s or designed in the 70s? It wasn't. Then the Hublot Big Bang came out, and for some reason I just loved it. Like the mix of materials, the design, it was in your face, and so actually, if it wasn't for Hublot, I probably wouldn't be here today. So
nice, interesting.
All the haters.
Yeah, exactly. But so okay, on this topic, what's your favorite Hublot today? If you have to buy one, I mean, I know you had the
one I bought, exactly the one I bought, and I still have, and I love it. And it's actually funny enough, probably of all my collection, it's one of those watches that I don't think I'll ever get rid of or ever sell.
What's the model again? The
Big Bang Saint Bleu. So I have the Black Magic version, black ceramic with white markers and stuff. And it's such a cool piece. It's like kinetic art and wearable art, whatever you
It
want
is.
to call it. And the timekeeping is
different display of time as well.
exactly.
Yeah,
And again, doing something cool. I think Hublot doesn't get enough credit, but let's not talk too much about Hublot.
Yeah, exactly. So, bro, it's nice to finally get some time with you and hear about your story and what you actually like. Huh?
Aw.
But before we continue, listen, let's go to the next one
All right.
and see what's in store for us in the forest. Huh? Let's go. This is very nice, Amr. I like it.
Yeah, you gotta digest all that. Croissant.
The croissant was heavy, yeah?
You
Tell
like
me.
them extra buttery? What
I
can I
love
do?
the extra butter, exactly. I had a question before in my mind where we were like jogging and doing all the sports activities. What do people mostly misunderstand about Kollokium?
That's a very good question. I don't know if it's too soon to tell yet,
Yeah.
but as I told you, I mean, it's just maybe the way we make things, or it's just like a cool design, but not knowing that there's actually a lot of work behind what you see. And also maybe also our fault, because we really base ourselves on like industrial design, brutalism. So people, when they think industrial design, they think, okay, everything is made up by a machine, but actually our dials are very laborious. And I dare say that in our price segment, I don't think there's another dial that takes as much time and effort as the ones we do. It's not gonna happen.
Would you ever make a gold watch?
Oh yeah, honestly,
That'd be
I'd
sick,
love to. Because look, I mean, honestly, in the world of jewelry, actually most jewelry is made in the same method that we make our cases, die casts, like injected. So injected gold actually looks cool. I always wanted to do like a C-3PO looking Kollokium, all gold, everything, gold dial, gold case, gold pins.
That'd be sick.
It would be sick.
That'd be sick.
You'll buy one?
No.
Okay.
Too much gold.
Then we're not doing
Too
it.
much gold for me, man.
Sorry, man. Yeah, the price of gold today, we put that project on the shelf for now.
Exactly.
But,
That's what
who
I mean.
knows?
I'm not a big gold guy, so I'm more of a movement guy myself.
Sorry.
So now we're gonna go into a segment which is called wrong answers only.
Okay.
So I ask you questions, you have to give me the wrong answer.
Okay.
And if you laugh, you have to make 2 push-ups at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so get your straight face on. You laugh a lot, so it's gonna be difficult.
I know.
Let's go. You ready? How long does it take to make one watch?
20 minutes.
What's your next project?
We're venturing into a fast food truck.
How do you set the price?
Pull it out of a hat.
Who buys your watches?
Mostly women.
What do you do all day?
You don't want to know.
How do you fix problems?
I don't. I just put them under the rug and hope they disappear.
Where do ideas come from?
Mostly when I'm on the toilet.
What is your secret?
So I have to do
That's it. I mean, I've been both left.
So push-up time.
Push-ups it is. No, at the end.
Okay.
But there's more
So we're gonna
coming.
add them up.
I guess, I don't know.
That's cruel.
Probably.
That's not cool.
So we're 10 now, 10 push-ups. You left, I left. We are both on the edge, yeah? What is your secret? Quick, yeah? You left again.
My secret.
I will keep it at 10 or 20, I don't
I
know.
don't eat mayonnaise.
What makes Kollokium special? Quick. It's a quick one.
But it's a Swiss-made watch.
What do you dream about? Quick.
Not wanting to buy any more watches would be nice.
Awesome. So I think we both won the grand prize of
Yay.
doing 10 push-ups.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, as ready as I can be.
Same.
10?
Let's go. 10.
I think I tried the other day, I got to 5. So let's
Listen, we said 10. Need to put my, my push-up hat on.
Uh-huh.
Let's go.
As ready as I'll ever be.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Not so bad, not so bad.
Now again because you left twice. I'm kidding.
You said 2 per lap.
No, let's go. Let's go. This is where I used to pee.
Wow, that's like brown.
I love it.
You don't drink enough water.
So tell me, what's the hardest thing so far in your journey?
I would say the early phases. It's easy to start a project, I think, when there's already something existing. Let's say you buy an old existing watchmaker name, you have something, you have an archive, you have something. But the minute you get a blank canvas, okay, you can do whatever you want. It's actually very challenging. It's not that you don't have ideas, but it's just like you have a lot of ideas, and how do you kind of condense them down into something actually feasible, actually producible? And I think the biggest problem we have today, and it's a good problem to have, is just finding the time to dedicate to each project we do, to each new development, whatever. And there comes a point where you have to say, okay, it's this or that. And that's sometimes a bit difficult to do.
And what's the biggest risk you're carrying right now?
Well, honestly, I kind of put it all on the line for Kollokium at some point. So I had a regular job, I was consulting for a few brands. And then in 2024, I decided, okay, it's one or the other. I can't do everything. So I quit everything and I really put all my eggs in the Kollokium basket, but which is great because I really believe in it. And as I told you, I mean, we don't have any growth objectives, so it's good. If we can just maintain what we do today, that's already amazing.
Yeah. If you could collab with one brand, which one would it be? Because you work with many of them before, you know a lot of them, most of them.
Well, there's one I've never worked with, but I've always loved. I'm happy that I finally own one of their watches, and that's Urwerk.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, they've been so consistent for, you know, what is it now, 30 years or something. And I just love their approach. I love both Martin and Felix. They both, you know, very different characters, but they bring something different to the table. Sure. And I'm pretty sure if we put our heads around the table, we can come up with something pretty cool.
That'll be sick, yeah? That'll be sick.
Well,
because,
you never know.
I mean, Martin is in Zurich, so I think
exactly,
you're close now to the source.
You go to Odeon Cafe, you might bump into him.
Exactly. What part of the escape are you looking most forward to?
I'd like to say the after parties, but no, honestly,
Which
just
will
again,
be sick. Yeah, it'll feel very nice.
I have a lot of expectations, and I'm sure they'll be delivered. But no, honestly, it's just again meeting a lot of the people that we already know, that we see sometimes, you know, quickly in a lobby in a hotel during an expo or something, but that we never really get to hang out properly. You know, and I think that's what it should be.
Amber, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
No, we need to hang out more. I mean, we live in the same city. Come on.
I agree. We're neighbors now.
Practically.
And thank you for sharing your story, your experience.
My pleasure.
And guys, you know what to do. Come visit at the Escapement end of the year. Beautiful locations, awesome venue, great watchmakers and people that create brands and projects like Amber and others. And awesome nighttime shows. See you there and we'll have some fun. Let's go. And you and me, let's go do some more workouts.
I thought we were done with that.
No, just the beginning.